Welcome back to the Sleep Consultant Podcast, the show that shines a light on the world of infant and child sleep and the meaningful, impactful work of sleep consultants. I'm Cal Whitaker, founder of the Institute of Sensitive Sleep Consulting, and I'm so glad you're here. If you've ever wondered, what exactly is a sleep consultant? Or maybe you're curious if this is a path that could work for you, this episode is for you. Today we're pulling back the curtain to talk about the role itself. What does a sleep consultant do day to day? What skills do they need? Who do they help? And how do they actually help? So make yourself a cup of something warm or pop those earbuds in for a walk and let's dive in. At its simplest, a sleep consultant is a professional who helps families improve their child's sleep. That might involve identifying what's disrupting sleep, offering education on infant sleep biology, and providing a step-by-step plan tailored to that family's needs. But it's so much more than that. You're not just teaching sleep strategies, you're supporting a family during one of their most vulnerable seasons. Sleep deprivation is emotionally, physically, and mentally draining. You're helping restore peace, rhythm, and well-being to their household. At the Institute of Sensitive Sleep Consulting, we train people to do this work in a way that is attachment-aware and emotionally intelligent. We believe that you can teach sleep habits without compromising a child's sense of safety or a parent's instincts. We bring psychology into the room. That's what makes this work so special. You might be wondering, what does a day in the life of a sleep consultant actually look like? Let's walk through it. Client consultations, you'll meet with families, often virtually, to understand what's going on. You ask questions like, what's your current bedtime routine? How long is your baby awake between naps? What have you already tried? You're not just gathering data, you're reading between the lines, listening for the parent's mindset, fears, or guilt, and watching the relational dynamics. Creating sleep plans. Based on the family situation, you'll create a tailored sleep plan. This might include adjusting wake windows, introducing a new bedtime routine, gentle, graduated strategies to help baby settle independently. The key here is collaboration. It's not a one-size-fits-all handout. You're meeting the family where they are, supporting implementation. This is where you really shine. Over days or weeks, you're checking in, sometimes daily, to guide, adjust, and cheer them on. You might review sleep logs, troubleshoot regressions, reassure a parent that things are on track, education and reframing. Sometimes parents simply need education. They've heard conflicting advice online and they're confused. As a consultant, part of your job is myth busting. You teach that night waking is normal, within reason, that sleep isn't linear, that sleep training doesn't have to mean cry it out. You're helping them reframe what success looks like, not perfection, but progress. Let's clear up a few myths I hear all the time. Sleep consultants just sell rigid routines. Number good. Sleep consultants co-create flexible, sustainable routines based on a child's individual temperament, family values, and biological needs. You have to let babies cry it out. Wrong. Our approach uses gentle methods grounded in psychology and attachment theory. We support the emotional needs of both parent and child. It's just for newborns. Sleep consultants work with a range of ages, from 0 months to 5 years, even older. Many families don't seek help until toddlerhood, when behaviours like bedtime resistance or night terrors emerge. You have to be a midwife or nurse first. Not true. While some consultants have clinical backgrounds, many come from non-clinical paths. Social work, education, psychology, or lived experience as a parent. It's just as important to be clear about what this role isn't, especially as the industry grows, and more families are turning to sleep consultants for help. Here are a few things we don't do. 1. We don't diagnose medical conditions. If a baby shows signs of sleep apnea, tongue tie, reflux, or other underlying medical concerns, we refer out to a GP, pediatrician, or specialist. It's outside our scope to diagnose or treat medical problems. 2. We don't override parental instincts. A sensitive sleep consultant partners with parents. We don't impose harsh methods or shame a family for how they've been coping. If a family loves co-sleeping or breastfeeding to sleep, our job is to help them understand the trade-offs and make informed choices, not to push a rigid agenda. 3. We don't promise miracle results overnight. Real change takes time. While families often see improvements quickly, sustainable results come from consistency and from plans tailored to their child. Sleep consulting isn't a magic wand, it's a supported process. 4. We don't ignore emotional health. We don't treat babies like robots or reduce parents to schedules. We look at emotional regulation, stress, parent-child attachment, and mental load, because those things impact sleep too. 5. We don't replace the village, but we do fill a gap. In an ideal world, every new parent would be surrounded by elders, peers, and health professionals who could gently guide them. But we know that's not always the case. Sleep consultants don't replace community, but we do offer a critical layer of support that many families are missing today. So what kind of person makes a great sleep consultant? Let me give you the top traits we see in our most successful graduates. Empathy. You're able to hold space for tired, anxious parents. Critical thinking. Every child is different. You can't cookie cutter this work. Confidence. You need to guide, not just reassure. Communication skills. You're translating science into parent-friendly language. Curiosity. You want to keep learning about sleep science, child development, and what makes each family unique. When I began my practice in Darwin, I was a pioneer, the only sleep consultant in the region. I had to educate people on what this even was. It wasn't just about marketing, it was about shifting cultural perceptions around sleep and parenting. Armed with my psychology background and fueled by my own experience of sleeplessness, especially during pregnancy and postpartum, I felt deeply called to help others. What I didn't anticipate was how profoundly rewarding it would be. Watching a parent go from burnout and self-doubt to confidence and rest, it's powerful. That's why I built this institute, so others could do this work, better supported and better trained than I was in the beginning. You've heard me use this term a few times already, sensitive sleep consultant. But what does that really mean? A sensitive sleep consultant is different from a traditional sleep consultant in 3 important ways. 1. We lead with empathy, not just expertise. We understand that parents come to us at a vulnerable time, often sleep-deprived, overwhelmed, and worried about doing the right thing. Our approach is centered on compassion, not correction. We listen deeply before offering solutions. 2. We honor attachment and emotional development. We know that a child's emotional world is just as important as their sleep cycles. That's why our training is grounded in attachment theory and attachment parenting principles. We're not just sleep coaches, we're attachment-informed guides who understand that how a baby feels matters. We ask, what does this child need emotionally right now? How is the parent-child bond being supported through this change? What's sustainable and supportive for this family? 3. We integrate behavioural science with sensitivity. Many traditional programs either go all in on sleep training with rigid methods, or they avoid structure altogether. A sensitive sleep consultant is fluent in all methods and knows how to modify and adapt them to meet a family's needs. Our work is grounded in psychological science, but it's applied through a lens of flexibility, responsiveness, and respect for the child's cues. So when I say sensitive sleep consultant, I'm not just talking about being kind, I'm talking about a philosophy. It's a commitment to holding space for both evidence and emotion, for both parent and child, for both sleep and connection. Good sleep changes lives. When a child sleeps well, their brain develops optimally. Their parents can rest and function. Family dynamics improve. But how we achieve that sleep matters. That's why sensitive sleep consulting is so needed. It bridges the gap between the science of sleep and the art of parenting. So if you've been wondering if this work might be for you, keep listening. Sensitive sleep consulting is not a trend. It's part of a larger movement that shaped the industry of the past 10 years, one that says families deserve support that is evidence-informed, emotionally aware, and deeply respectful of the parent-child relationship. As we explored in our last episode, the sensitive sleep consultant approach is grounded in attachment theory, developmental psychology, behavioral science, and perhaps most importantly, respect for the individuality of each family. We're not here to push cookie-cutter methods. Our graduates learn the full range of sleep strategies, from responsive settling to controlled comforting. But they also learn how to adapt these approaches through a sensitive, attuned lens. We don't teach parents to ignore their instincts. We help consultants empower families to find methods that align with their values, their baby's needs, and their unique circumstances. So let's talk about the actual pathway to becoming a sensitive sleep consultant. Our sensitive sleep consultant certification program is designed to fit into your life. Most students complete it in 4 to 6 months part-time, but it's completely self-paced. You can go faster or slower. There are no deadlines. What does the learning involve? Video-based lessons delivered entirely online, case scenarios and role-playing exercises to help you apply your knowledge, access to peer discussion forums and instructor support. And yes, there is a practice client component where you'll work with a real family, often someone you know, to build confidence and get feedback before stepping out professionally. You'll also complete an online assessment, but don't worry, it's open book, multiple attempts are allowed, and it's designed to be supportive, not scary. And remember, you won't be doing this alone. Our program is structured but nurturing. You'll feel held and encouraged through every step. We've had people from all walks of life join the program. Parents who want to start their own business and work from home, professionals like nurses, occupational therapists, doulas, childcare workers, social workers, lactation consultants, midwives and doctors who wanted to deepen their understanding of infant sleep from a sensitive psychological angle. Whether you're brand new to the field or adding to your professional expertise, this course meets you where you are. You'll walk away with the confidence to work independently with families or to integrate this knowledge into your existing work. Let me also clear something up. You don't need a background in psychology. You don't need years of experience in child development. What you do need is a passion for supporting families, a willingness to learn, and an open heart. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have had perfect sleepers of your own. In fact, sometimes it's your own sleep struggles that make you more empathetic and relatable. I've been doing this work for over 10 years now. I started this career as a mum in Darwin, the first sleep consultant in my area. I know firsthand that this work isn't just about business. It's about meaning. When you see a family go from chaos to calm, when a parent cries tears of relief after their baby finally sleeps more than 2 hours in a row, when you help someone feel capable and confident again, you'll understand this is deeply rewarding work. You're not just learning a system, you're joining a movement. If today's episode sparks something in you, a curiosity, a calling, I'd love to invite you to learn more. See the link in the description to download our free ebook. So you're ready to become a sleep consultant? It's a great first step if you're wondering whether this path is for you. Until next time, sleep well and stay sensitive.